You want me to say story time?
Yes, you gotta say story time.
Story time. Let's get ready for this over dramatization of make believe.
Shots fired. Pew, 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 pew. According to moi. Okay. So at the time that we met, I had already been divorced and was a single mom. I had my daughter, Vanessa, and decided pretty much that I'm good. We don't need to date no more. We're done. We're done with that. And I had begun seminary. And at some point in time, I began to engage in social media that was just starting, that was new at the time. And I was on a bunch of different platforms and, you know, talking with the Hotep types. And we were all talking about black this and black that. And we were on Black Planet and black, 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 and blackity, black, black. And you responded to something I wrote on one of the sites. Hey, I really like what you had to say, yada, yada, yada. Oh, thank you. And we started chitter-chatting back and forth. In the meantime, I was in seminary at the time, and one of my sorority sisters, when we had both started seminary at the same time, one of my sorority sisters, she says, are you dating anyone? I have this guy that goes to my church that I really want to introduce you to. And I was like, I'm not really feeling the whole dating thing. And nah. And then on top of that, she's gonna have to set me up on a blind date. What does he look like? You know, so I kind of poo-pooed it and told her I wasn't really dating. In the meantime, all this conversation was starting to kick off online. And like Lamar said in the previous video, we're going to link it above so that you can see what we're talking about, what he said. But he is correct. He hit me up and eventually started texting or emailing each other, then texting turned to phone call turned to, would you like to go out on a date? And so we met, true, very first date at this restaurant in Columbia, Maryland called Copeland's. Meanwhile, Lamar had sent me his picture or his profile. I checked out his profile on Black Planet. Was it Black Planet?
Black Planet.
He had a couple pictures that was like, meh. I mean, he had like a whole bunch of pictures of his auto hobby racing or car racing, Formula One, and then his little RC car racing stuff, and then some Star Trek stuff. And I was like, okay, all right, yeah, okay. And then he had a picture of him and his parents and his sister and brother. It was like a family photo. I was like, okay. He had one picture though at the very end that was of him, and it was more recent. And I was like, oh, he's a little cute. He's all right. Okay. So when we finally met to go to Copeland's for dinner, I had forgotten what he looked like.
It was lunch.
It was lunch?
Yes, it was. Because I worked at Booz Allen, and they were over off of.
It was during the middle of the day? I thought it was later on.
No, it was lunch.
Okay. I met for lunch. Wow. So anywho, when we got to the restaurant, I realized that I had forgotten what he looked like and wasn't quite sure if I was going to know what he looked like. And we were meeting for our very first date. But fortunately, he stood up and he smiled. And Lamar has a nice smile. And so I was like, oh yeah, that's him. Whew, that was him. So we started dating after that. I don't know. Did we start? If you ask me, we didn't start dating. We were friends
Yeah.
and getting to know one another, et cetera, et cetera. I had been on a date with a guy in the like right after that time period where the guy was like supposed to be great on paper, had all this and that and this and the other and blah blah blah. And shout out to Shorty, you know who you are if you watch this video. Thank you for hooking us up, because it was that horrible date that made me realize that I really like Lamar. Because the whole time I was sitting there thinking, ew, he's gawking at other women. Lamar wouldn't do that. And he's didn't take me out to get anything to eat. I mean, we didn't, you said you were going to feed me, but we didn't get nothing to eat. Lamar wouldn't do that. And ew, he's talking all about it. Ew, Lamar wouldn't do that. And so it was kind of like, well, if you are talking about and thinking about Lamar, why are you here with this joker? So anywho, but I still was kind of, not sure, all that kind of stuff. Circle back, my sorority sister asks sometime later, maybe about 6-7 months later, so are you, I still want to hook you up with this guy that I know that goes to my church. What church do you go to? She tells me the name of the church, and I go, have I heard that name before? Church. But anyway, I kind of was like, well, yeah, about that. Well, I am kind of seeing someone now, and all that kind of stuff. But it turned out that the guy that my sorority sister was trying to introduce me to turned out to be this guy, because he was the guy who went to her church that she thought was so nice and just wanted to introduce me to. So God was going to hook that up one way or the other. Fast forward to, we've been dating for quite some time, and things had gotten kind of serious, kind of gotten to the place where we were moving in a serious direction. Lamar gave me an ultimatum.
No ultimatum.
Yes, he did.
No, it wasn't.
He basically told me to get off the pot. That's what he said.
What I said was, where is this going? Because I don't want to waste your time or mine. We don't need to continue doing this if we're not going in the direction that we would be together.
He can clean it up if he wants, but what he said was,
no,
that's exactly, look, ho. Exactly what. I ain't got time. What are we doing? What are we doing? You got 6 months, chick.
No. That's what he said. Never said that. Never said it.
So we did, like Lamar said in the video, in his sharing, that we went to the Formula One Grand Prix. And I asked him, since I had never been to a Formula One before, what should I pack? What should I wear? All this kind of stuff. And he says, just wear some comfortable clothes. We'll be doing a lot of walking, some comfortable shoes, and pack a really nice dress. And I was like, okay. So that's where a lot of my girlfriends, because we had been talking about marriage and things like that before, then that's where a lot of us got the impression that he was going to propose. And so when we get out to Indiana at the Formula One Grand Prix, on one of the evenings, he said, yes, put on your nice dress. We're going out to dinner. And it was raining cats and dogs. Yeah. And so I got all ready. I got all spruced up and pretty and whatnot. And we get there to dinner and nothing. He said nothing. And then we get back to the hotel, nothing. And then get home and nothing. So that's where you got the name Mr. Jared from. My sister started calling him, Mr. Jared, like he's going to propose.
Ring was already purchased.
So it just so happened about on October 17th, bet you didn't know that. Mm-hmm. October 17th.
I did know that.
He calls and says we're going to go out. It was a Friday. We're going to go out after dinner to go to dinner and go to the movies. I thought, okay. So we meet up. Not meet up.
No, I picked you up.
You picked me up. You picked me up after work, and we drove out to Annapolis to Copeland's, our favorite restaurant, once again, and got there. And I did notice he started sweating. You were sweating a lot. And he seemed kind of agitated and irritated, or not irritated, but just, he seemed on edge. And I just was like, wow, why does he seem on edge? So I went to the bathroom when I came back, and he still seemed kind of, like he was on edge. And do you remember what you said?
No.
No, because he just takes out a box and plops it on the table.
I didn't. No, I know I didn't do that. So don't even. Nowhere, no how.
So I don't even remember how you said, but I do remember thinking, is this a joke? Is he playing? Is he playing with me?
And then she started sprucing up. This is it. Oh my God. Do I look like this? Woo! Woo!
Right, because I was all cute a month prior.
You were cute then.
Well, but I was all cute. I was ready. I had my hair did and my nails and I was ready. And then you catch me on some random Friday where I got on a sweater and some jeans and nothing is cute happening, just a regular date, and you picked them to propose. But anywho, that is our love story.
Mm-hmm.
Bye, guys.